friends, welcome back to my channel. It is now day 11 of Vlogmas, and today I am planning to do my personal holiday wish list. But first, I did want to update you on my reading. I of course have continued reading along for the ride. I'm now on page 274, and again, it's about the same, so I'm still kind of enjoying it. It's still not my favorite, but what's new? I also picked up a little bit more of Someone Like You. I'm now on page 88 of this, and it's better than Along for the Ride so far, but it's still not top of my list for 2019 or really all time. And then lastly, I did continue reading The Descendant of the Crane. I'm now on page 125, and I'm a little bit past what I've read, but not much, so I don't really have that much of an update. So sorry for the pretty disappointing update there. Not much has happened. At least I've continued reading, so I'm proud of that. But I did want to do my personal holiday wish list. So these are only bookish things, and Harry Potter I'm kind of chunking in with bookish because Harry Potter is a book series. That's one of my favorites. So I'm gonna go through all the books I want first, and then the specific like bookish or pop culture things I would like. And I feel like I have to add the disclaimer, even though you all know I'm not trying to say that I need anyone to send me these things, but I have had a lot of family ask, and it's easier to direct them to this video than try to remember off the top of my head what my wish list is. But without further ado, let's get into my bookish wish list. So I'm going to go through all the books I would like first. Just to start us off, I do want to start a Little Women collection. Little Women has always held a special place in my heart as a story. I don't know if I own any Little Women books other than one picture book, but it's a story I read all the time as a little girl. I've been to so many adaptations of it as a play, and I do plan to audition for it at our local community theater, and I'm just hoping I get in. But it is one of my favorite stories of all time as a classic, so I would like to start collecting Little Women as a whole collection. There's tons of collector's editions out there, and there's tons of retellings and adaptations. Meg and Jo is one I've been looking at. Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, the graphic novel, is one I've been looking at, and then there's a few Barnes & Noble's collector's editions I've been looking at, so that is one thing I would like to start. Next, and probably the book I want the most for Christmas, is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. I picked up Caraval, I think in September. I don't remember the exact day or month, I should say, that I picked it up, but I really, really love the series. I have Caraval, I have Finale, and I even have an arc of Finale, but I do not have Legendary, and I've heard Legendary is only so much better than Caraval, so I'm so excited to continue the series, so I would really love to get Legendary in a hardcover. Another book that I would really love to get is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the sequel to Skyward, which was my favorite sci-fi I've ever read, and I'm just dying to know what happens next. It tells the story of a girl whose father kind of retreated or like did something in the war that they viewed as cowardice, and so she has to live up to defeating or going past those ideas that have been formed about her. And so she joins the flight academy, and she has to prove that she's not a coward. And it's just a really, really good book. It has a spaceship with cognitive functions. It's got a slight enemies to lovers kind of romance. It's a very slow burn if it does turn into a romance, but I would love to see it turn into a romance in Starsight. But I'm also happy if it doesn't, because they have a really nice friendship. They also have a very, very awesome kind of boarding school aspect, and boarding schools or any type of academies or anything set apart from regular school is one of my favorite tropes. Harry Potter boarding school, Skyward boarding school. I'm just saying, Next, I would love to pick up Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. This is the third book in the Cruel Prince trilogy. The Cruel Prince tells the story of a girl and her two sisters who have kind of been abducted and taken in to the world of fairy, and they're learning to deal with the torment that goes along with being in the world of fairy as a human. I have only read The Cruel Prince in this series, but I have heard that if you weren't a huge fan of The Cruel Prince, you like the Wicked King more, and then Queen of Nothing even more. So I'm excited to see if my opinions get a little bit better about The Cruel Prince. It was a great story, amazing detail. I loved the writing style, but I hated the characters. The next book and or books I would like to pick up are the Avatar comic series. I loved Avatar: The Last Airbender as a child and as a teen, and even now I'm trying to get Anthony to start watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. So it is one of my favorite like TV series ever, and I would love the Avatar comic series because it takes place immediately following where the TV series ends, and it talks about Zuko's mom, it talks about their path in the future, and I would just really love to pick it up. I do already own this one. It's called The Search, but I think it's like the second or third book in this series, so I would like at least to get the first two in the series so that I can kind of start it. And in this series, I should mention that I would like the library editions, which essentially means that volumes 1, 2, and 3 in each set come in one large hardback, rather than volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3 separately in paperbacks. I would like them bound all together in the hardback editions. Another book and or books I would like to receive are the Hufflepuff editions of The Philosopher's Stone, The Chamber of Secrets, and The Prisoner of Azkaban. I don't remember if Goblet of Fire is out yet or not, but they do have Hufflepuff editions in the first three, I know for sure. If I could only get one, I would definitely want The Philosopher's Stone first, just because it is the first book and it does hold such a sentimental place in my heart, so that one would be the one I would like the most. One of my goals for 2020, as you guys know from the end of the year book tag, is to start reading the Shadowhunter series, and I believe that the Mortal Instruments series is the set you start with to start reading that series. So I love the Mortal Instruments series and like the set, if you like the box set, there's like a set that has spines that kind of are like white and gray, and they're the people like looking up at the number in the title. I don't know how to describe it. It'll be in my wish list down below, but that is one box set I would love to receive. Another box set I would love to receive is the Selection series. I've heard many good things about the series, and it sounds like a series I would really love. And the box set's super cheap. It's like $20 for 5 books, I'm pretty sure. So that is one that I might just have to purchase for myself if I don't receive it for Christmas. The next book and or books I would like to receive are Daughter of the Pirate King, and then the sequel, Daughter of the Siren Queen. I've heard many good things about these books. I don't know that much about them. I'm assuming it's about a daughter of the Pirate King, but I love any type of pirate or sea or mermaid or siren or mythological or those kind of stories. And then my favorite trope is the children of those mythological or well-known characters that we've grown up with, such as like the children of the gods and goddesses and the Percy Jackson series. So Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen just sounds impeccable. The next book I would love to receive is The Devouring Grey. I've heard that this book, it can be comparable to Stranger Things, and Stranger Things is my all-time favorite TV series. I mean, Avatar is really up there. They're like neck and neck, but I love Stranger Things. So I would love to receive The Devouring Grey because it's similar to Stranger Things, I've heard, so I want to see for myself. Next is An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson, and the reason I would love this book is because I read Sorcery of Thorns this year, and it is in my top 3. Just stay tuned for a top 10 and or 15 because I have trouble choosing my favorites, but that one is in my top 3, so I would love to read her other book called An Enchantment of Ravens. Next is I would love to complete my 3 Dark Crowns series. I do own 3 Dark Crowns and 5 Dark Fates in hardcover, but I would also need 1 Dark Throne and 2 Dark Reigns in hardcover because I do have the Bookish box dust covers, like those exclusive dust covers for the hardcover books. However, I would also love to receive the side books, which I think are the Oracle Queen and the Queens of Finburn, if I remember correctly, and those are kind of side stories, so they don't need to have the hardback and or paperback. I don't even know if they're in hardback. I think they're only out in paperback, but regardless, I only need the hardback for 1 Dark Throne and 2 Dark Reigns. Yeah, I would love them. It was one of my favorite books of the year. I would love to reread it and just binge the whole series through. Another book that I really want and would really love to have to complete my set is the Fantastic Beasts screenplay. I have the entire Harry Potter original 7 books. I have the Cursed Child screenplay, or play, I guess. I have the Crimes of Grindelwald screenplay, and then I also have Tales of Beetle the Bard and the Hogwarts Library with Quidditch Through the Ages. I do not own the Fantastic Beasts screenplay, so that would be really nice to complete my collection. The next book I would love to receive, and honestly I'm probably just gonna buy myself this one, is the Guinevere Deception. The main reason I want this one, well, I've wanted this one since before this reason. It was probably my most anticipated release of the year. I love Arthurian lore and it just sounds like an amazing book, but the main reason is because it is the book pick for my book club live show called the Half-Blood Book Club. If you don't know what that is, it is a book club that I host with 3 other lovely ladies. Sadie is our Gryffindor, Sophia is our Ravenclaw, and then Meg is our Slytherin, and I will link their channels down below and also a link to our first live show. And it was really fun. We read Mooncakes for our first month, and then this month we're reading the Guinevere Deception, and our live show will be on January 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you guys can join us for that one. The next book and or books I would love to receive are the Orange manga. I have book 1, the complete collection, but I would also love to receive book 2, the complete collection, and the Orange, the Future collection. So those are 2 more books I'd love to receive. And then the last set of books I would love to receive is the Nevernight series. I have read the first 2 in the series by J. Kristoff, which are Nevernight and Godsgrave, but I have not read the 3rd book in the series, which is called Dark Dawn. This tells the story of Mia Corvair, whose parents were killed when she was young, so she spends her entire life trying to seek vengeance for her parents, so she attends a school for assassins, and it's just awesome. Again, another boarding school. It is very adult heavy, so I would not recommend it for anyone under the age of 18 unless parents you feel that it is appropriate for them. But it is very rated R and very convoluted in the very beginning, so it's hard to get into because there's like footnotes and very detailed descriptive writing. But once you get into the actual story part of the book on both Nevernight and Godsgrave, it's so consuming and so good, and I really love it. Now on to the things that are not books but are kind of bookish related. This is my kind of wish on a wishing star kind of Christmas wish, and it is the Harry Potter Hogwarts Express bookends, which you can find I believe at Barnes & Noble, but they're also on Amazon. They are gorgeous. I will link them down below and you will understand why I need them in my life. They're so expensive though, so I don't foresee getting those in the future. The next thing I would like, and it seems kind of silly, but I would really love to receive them, is a real pair of Luna Lovegood Spectra Specs. I don't want like a paper kind, but like the plastic kind I can actually wear. I would love a pair because I would love to go in costume as Luna Lovegood in the future, and of course I need the Spectra Specs if I'm gonna do that. And then another thing that I would need for that cosplay is a Luna Lovegood wand. and I would love to receive that as well. Then going along with my little Luna Lovegood phase here, I would also love to receive the Luna Lovegood Funko Pops. There's one of her wearing Spectre specs, and then there's also one of her with the lion head on. That's the one I want the most. But I just think she's adorable, and she's one of my favorite characters. Her, Ginny Weasley, Book Ginny, and Hagrid are my 3 favorite characters. So anything of those 3 I would love to receive. I would also love to receive a Fox the Phoenix Funko Pop, and that is not for the reason that you might suspect. I do love Fox as the Phoenix in Harry Potter, but I would love to put the Fox Funko Pop with my Crown of Feathers book. Crown of Feathers tells the story of Veronica, who all she wants to do is be a Phoenix writer, which is why I need the Phoenix Pop. It was one of my favorite books of the year, and I am on Nikki Palpretto's First Writer Street team, so I do a lot of kind of, not advertising, but I talk about the book a lot, and honestly, I would be talking about it regardless of being on the team or not, because I really, really love the book, and I can't help but talk about the things I love. So I would like to display a Fox Pop with my Crown of Feathers book. As you can see, I have the Owlcrate edition, but then I also have the regular edition here, and I'm so excited for Heart of Flames to come out. I should mention that all the books on my wish list have already been released. I will do a most anticipated books of 2020 or 2020 wish list kind of separate video, but all of the things that I have currently wished for are already released. And then the last Harry Potter thing on my list is Harry Potter Legos. I love Legos, and I love the Lego sets. I think they're so cool. I do already have the Whomping Willow set, but any other set would be awesome. Obviously, I want the Hogwarts Castle, mostly, but on a more affordable scale, I would love the Hogwarts Express train station kind of King's Cross / Hogwarts Express set, or the Harry Potter like clock tower Yule Ball scene, because Goblet of Fire is one of my favorites and the Yule Ball is awesome and one of the best things ever, so I would love either of those. And then on an even more affordable scale, I would love the first task scene, which is Harry Potter kind of fighting the dragon, and yeah, that is pretty much the Harry Potter things I would like. And then I have 2 more things, again, that are not bookish per se, but I would love to receive them, and they are pop culture, so it kind of makes sense. We'll just call this a nerdy wish list. But I love Stranger Things, as I stated earlier. I have a really cool decoration in mind that I saw on Pinterest that I really want to do, and it is to take a shelf and put the main characters on the top, and then any characters from the upside down beneath the shelf. And so I need the Demogorgon to complete that decoration. But I also really want a Hopper Funko Pop, a Steve Scoops Ahoy Funko Pop, and then an 11 from season 3 Funko Pop with her hair kind of tied up like the half back and like her 80s kind of print on. And yeah, I would love to receive that. And then the last thing I would love to receive is the Stranger Things Monopoly. I do collect Monopoly sets, so getting a Stranger Things one would be really, really cool. But that is all I say as I finish my list of like 50 things. But that is my bookish / nerdy wish list for the year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully it gave you guys some ideas on things you would love to receive. And please let me know what's on your wish list down below. I also want to do my day 11 advent calendar. Let's see who we got. Okay, so in the box we received another Patil twin, and yesterday's I thought was Parvati, but I did look it up afterwards, and I think this one was actually Padma based on the color of the skirt, and then I believe this one is Parvati. So here are the 2 twins. So that was all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, friends.